everybody, this is your girl Deborah Coco, and make sure you check out Just Give Me the Mic on all social media. Also, check us out on BronxNet Channel 16 on Sundays at 10 p.m. And soon we'll be launching on MNN coming up in June, everybody. So stay tuned for that network information. Support. If you want to interview, make sure you hit me up on justgimmethemic12@gmail.com. You want us to come out and rep at one of your events, also hit me up for that as well. And love is love, everybody. See y'all soon. Support. Well, welcome back to the Just Give Me the Mic show. I am your host, Deborah Coco. I'm always excited to bring you a brand new show. I love bringing you new guests, interesting stories. I love to tell you what's going on in your community and your neighborhood. And again, I have a great show lined up for you tonight. So excited. And my first guest is coming up. It is Robert McCormick. And he was an artist, and now he has this whole brand, this clothing line of apparel that he has available that we're going to talk about today and let you know more about him and his company. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. It is now springtime, time for new beginnings. So let's go, y'all. Let's get ready to start the show. Hi, Robert McCormick. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah. Coco. What up, bro?
I love that infamous part. Even though I don't feel infamous, I feel like I'm everywhere.
You're infamous out here in these streets.
Oh, wow. That's what I better, give me some good shades then,
I gotta give you your flowers while you can smell them. Thank you.
No, I definitely appreciate it because, when you're moving and shaking and you're doing a lot of things, like you don't even realize, like, the impact you have on people. I mean, I hope people are learning, from other people's stories. And I love to highlight people, but I never think about it from like my perspective. Like, of course, you always want to look presentable. You want to speak well as a host. You want to, have a great show.
You have direct hands in all the New York artists from my generation breaking them. Facts.
That's awesome. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm very happy to be a part of that journey because speaking to so many artists kept me inspired, to do what I do. I felt that it was even more so important because the reason I started this show was all because I felt like I was running into all these artists and they didn't really have an outlet outside of their local, block or the people that they knew to kind of like know about them and to know what they're doing and to know what their message is. So that was basically the whole entire goal of the show. So I thank you because we've never met, and for you to tell me that's great.
Let me tell you a funny story about how dope you are, right? When a couple years ago, I had put out a mixtape. It was called No Middleman, and I was going by Bobby from the Bronx then, and you actually sponsored that mixtape.
And you know what? I'm so surprised to hear that because I do remember getting the inboxes, Bobby right. And all this time that we've been friends on Instagram, I never even made the connection that we had previous, communication with each other.
The craziest part why it's such a universal vibe is we didn't even tap into that, and we're here now.
Right. But, I like the fact you was, sending me some stuff on your product. And then you was like, I would like to send you a shirt. And I was like, oh, that's so nice, And I was like, you know what? Well, let me see if he's available this week. I had an open slot. I didn't really read. You was actually the first person that came to my mind because you had just asked me about the shirt. So I'm like, well, let me see if I could get him to come on and tell us about his brand, so I can know the company that I'm repping when I'm wearing this shirt. You know what I mean?
That was me wanting to send you love back for something you don't even remember doing.
I mean, I remember it, but I didn't expect to, to have that return. You know what I'm saying? That's really special.
Like, we gonna put him on your show.
Yes, yes. Oh, that is so sweet. See how it always paid to treat people nice and do
Facts.
good because the
Facts.
universe brings it around back to you 360,
Facts.
good lesson learned. So now, okay, so we know that you started off, you was doing music. Now,
Mhm.
what made you transition over to apparel and have this great company called Verbal Nation Apparel today? Like, how did that come
Um,
about?
to be honest, it was personal growth. It was all personal growth, and I started getting these messages in my mind from the universe, and I didn't know what to do with them. So I started writing them down, and I'm like, these are things that people need to hear. Not only hear, they need to see it. And
Mhm.
the best way for them to see it is to put it on a t-shirt. It's like one
So
of them things where I could show you better than I could tell you.
right, right. And I think the very unique thing that I've seen just from going on your Instagram page, I see that you're taking these quotes, like you're taking like everyday kind of slang, not slang words. I don't want to say slang words, but common words that we use.
Right.
And you're using them as acronyms to great quotes, and to you're using words that inspire and motivate. So, I mean, we're going to show a couple of your images
Okay.
and in a couple of minutes because I want them to get an idea of actually what I'm saying. But I find that to be something that's very unique in your brand.
Right.
How it's not like you just stuck with one logo.
Right.
Explain it. You break it down.
So again, like all these things was coming to me from the universe, and one of my best sellers is the word ghetto, right? Which is broke down GHETTO. And it says, when it comes to my business, I'm ghetto, which means going hard enough to take over. So
Right.
in my mind, it's like either we could follow the narrative or we could change it. We can make that
Right.
word ghetto mean something completely different now. We have the ability to do that. So it's just not looking at all these things and following the narrative of what it means. It's like, okay, I am ghetto, but it don't mean what you think it means. It means this now.
Right. 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 I
Right.
know. I love it. I love it. I love it because we hear these terms sometimes being used in a negative manner. So like you
Right.
said, I love the way you flipped it and you
Right.
turned it into positive because it's really most of the images and most of the things that we think of is kind of like mind over matter, right? You can look
Exactly.
at the glass halfway empty or halfway full.
Right.
So I like the way you took ghetto because normally when you hear ghetto, you think of something kind of connected. I won't say negative, but you do get a kind of visualization that might
Yeah.
mean like a poor neighborhood
So
or,
the
you know,
the brand is based on three things. It's based on personal growth, accepting responsibility for our actions, and sparking conversations that need to be had. Right.
right, right,
So it's not about fashion. I can tell you that right now. It's about getting this message out to people who need to see it, need to hear it. I have a shirt that said like this one. It says, "Accept my growth. This is God's game plan, and I respect my coach." So all of these quotes came from my own personal growth, but I know I'm not alone in this journey.
right,
We all can grow. We all can advance and be the best us. So it's like we don't have to tell people. Like I have a shirt that says, "If your IQ was judged by how you wear your pants, would yours be low?" Right? And that was personal
mm,
growth for me. Like wearing my
mm,
pants low and something clicked. Like that's not okay. And I can't
right.
talk to these young boys like, "Yo, pick up your pants," but I can wear that shirt and let them read it, let them see it, because it's gonna resonate more if you read it, as opposed to me telling you because you're gonna feel some type of way. So that's what my brand is about. It's about personal growth and just getting these messages out to our community because we really need to unlearn what we've been taught. Like we really do. It's time.
No, to me, it's a message brand,
Yeah, it is.
right? You
It is.
have a message brand. You have a positive message brand.
Yep. So there's over 25 different quotes, and the dope part about my brand is it only consists of shades of black, white, and gray. Because at Verbal Nation Apparel, color does not matter. Like the the ethnic range of the people who purchase the product is amazing. It's amazing. Like people all over the world get it. I call it a universal vibe because people from all walks of life get it. I'm guaranteed to have a quote that resonates with you. no matter where you come from.
So, I mean, when you think about it, the demographics on it can be wide because it's all about if you relate to it or not. That could be an 18-year-old, that could be a 50-year-old, that could be a 30-year-old. So there's really no timeline on it when you look at that message and you say, that's me, or I relate to that. There's really no exact timeline on that. You might have a mature, younger person that reads it and wants to identify with that,
Right. But it's all about personal growth. Like you get to a point in your life where you realize what we consider normal is destroying us, which is another one of my quotes, which was the first quote I ever made because just like wearing the pants down low, you get to a point like that's not normal. It's not cool. And that perception is destroying us as a whole. So when I wear that shirt, it's like it could
Right.
relate to a range of different things. Yeah, that one right there. What we
Right.
consider normal is destroying us. That's the very first quote. And you can see the ethnic background of this person wearing this shirt. It's relatable across all ethnicities,
Right.
all genders, all ages, everything. Yeah, so we just trying to do our part in the universe. Trying to do our part to unlearn what we've been taught.
When I'm looking at your picture, look like you're frozen to me, and your voice is a little. I want to make sure everybody is getting this message to what you're saying. But this is definitely like you have the vibe is universal, and
Right.
I definitely agree. This is something that does not fit within one ethnic group.
Right.
It is very much universal across all genres, genders, nationalities, everything. So I just love it. And I'm
So,
glad that we was able to reach out with each other because this is the kind of this is what I'm on. I'm
right.
I'm definitely on that spiritual vibe. I'm on that universal vibe.
Positive
And
energy.
these are the type of things that huh?
I said positive energy.
Positive energy, right? Positive energy, positive vibes. And for some reason in particular, I'm very much aware of how I'm more conscious nowadays of how I spend my energy, who I give my energy
Right.
to, whose
Right.
energy I block, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know if there's something going on at this point in time based on what we're going through as a whole, it made a lot of people go within and try to think about what's really important in life and how they want to move going forward. So I feel that your brand is right on time. We're
Right.
probably matching a lot of the vibes that people are really experiencing right now.
Right. It's one of them things where like right now my energy is so high and the vibes are so good. Like I feel like negative energy can't even get to me right now because it's just like when
Right.
your
Right.
energy is so high, negative energy can't even touch you. And all these people that I like, every customer that I deal with, I get to know them. It's not just a purchase and thank you. I get to know them. I met a girl on Instagram who had
Right.
fibromyalgia, and I researched that just so I could relate to what she go through every day. Like that type of vibe. Yeah. This brand I know for a fact is bigger than myself because the world needs something like this right now. We need
Right.
it. And I'm not saying like to go
Right.
out there and purchase my
Right.
stuff. Just be kind to each other, love each other, give off that good positive energy. And now we have an
We need
identifier.
it.
We have this logo. If you see somebody wearing this logo, you're gonna know that person come with the universal vibe. And I could go holler at that person.
Right. Right.
That's what it's about.
So so how did you come up with the name Verbal Nation Apparel? Like what made what made that stand out as a name that you wanted to use to represent your brand?
So verbal was basically just because I knew it was all quotes, infamous quotes that the universe gave me, and I wanted it to be like not consolidated into a hood or a block or a state. Like I want it to be nationwide. And apparel is clothes, so Verbal Nation Apparel is just my way of saying I can show you what I'm thinking better than I can tell you.
Right. So what does your apparel, what does your line consist of? Is it mainly just shirts at this time?
So the cornerstone of the brand is the t-shirts.
Okay.
And I just have to put out there real quick, like quality for me is everything. Dipping into this business, you realize once you start buying good quality, you realize that top name brands buy the same stuff you buy, and they put their
Right.
logo on it and they sell it for a large amount of money,
They
right?
mark it up, create ridiculous for
So
us, you know?
when
Right.
I look at that, I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to know that because we out here looking crazy, building up generational wealth for other people, and it's the same thing. It's just my logo on it, their logo on it. It's the same thing. So with that being said, the cornerstone of the brand is the t-shirts, which is top quality, and we have track suits. We have the new era fitted hat. It's a new era hat. Y'all go buy Yankee
Nice.
new era hats. Come on, it's the same
Right,
thing.
right,
Um,
right.
we got the track suits, women's sweatsuits, uh, high top classic sneakers. That's crazy. If you go to the website and look at them, they all my stuff
Wow.
could be matched up there with the best of them.
Wow.
We
That's
got
look,
hoodies, everything. And I'm about to
that's
tap into
awesome.
women's jeans right now. Like I'm getting there because
Okay, I'm
women
about to
shop
give
more
me a
than
pair
men. So
some
I'm trying to handle y'all first.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Because we are basically, yeah, we are the main
Right,
consumers when it comes
right.
to
It's just business.
marketing. Right. Yeah,
It's just
that is
business.
that's just true. That is so
Right.
true. So how has it been? Like describe, because I know just starting a company that cares about quality, that cares about, what it represents in your brand. That takes on a whole new mindset from, let's say, being a music artist to being a business owner, and you're thinking about a whole different line of consumers. It's a whole transition for you going from one aspect to the next. So how was that for you? Like, was it challenging at some points? Was it like, what are some of the things that may have happened that you didn't expect to happen that you
The,
had to address?
the one thing about entrepreneurialism, right? We lose a lot of money trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But the lessons that come with it is priceless. So I would say I'm 80% right now on cruise control to where I know the quality I want, I know the people I'm dealing with, I know the message, website, all that stuff. The biggest challenges for me was just getting quality that wasn't worth selling.
Right,
That was the
right.
biggest challenge, and having to go through that. And I deal with each cell personally. So if somebody's not feeling something, I handle that personally myself
Nice,
because
nice.
it's my brand, my name is on it. So I
Right.
have to be focused in that area. But the biggest challenge for me was just getting quality stuff that wasn't up to my standards of quality and having
Okay.
to go around that.
Okay. So
Right.
what are some tips that you would give to somebody else that was starting their own clothing line of business? What are some of the tips that some of the do's, some of the don'ts maybe that you would recommend?
What I definitely would do is first of all get your paperwork in order. That's the first thing. Get your logo and trademark your logo. That should be the first thing you do, period. And just get all your paperwork in order, your tax ID number, your website, your domain name, just everything that sets you up to go before you even buy a shirt or try to do whatever. Get your
Right.
paperwork in order. That's
Right.
the first thing. Get you a bank account attached to your business like that. It has to be all synchronized.
Right, right, very true.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people that I speak to, they always some people. I don't want to say a lot, but some people put like their website is like the last thing to work on. Like, do you think? I think the presentation and having that place where people can go to see your product is very important. And then, like, say if somebody wanted to sponsor you or give
Right.
money, just having that aspect where they could see a visual of what you have, that's very important nowadays, right? And it shows professionalism as well when
Absolutely.
promoting your brand.
Absolutely. Having that link, that .com link that represents your brand directly, that's a big deal because you don't want to be selling Verbal Nation Apparel and they got to go to daddyspring.com to get it. Like
Right,
that's not
right,
a good look. So
right.
yeah, the website. Um, I designed my website by myself. Like some things you just got to buckle down and learn. Some
See,
things you
that's
just got to,
good.
yeah.
Were you able, a lot of the skills that you had when you was doing music, were you
You
able to
already
apply
know.
it?
You already know.
You was
That comes
already
with it, learning all
right,
that stuff. Like, to me, the music was a good outlet as far as creativity, but I feel like, in a sense, all those traits set me up for this moment, for this time. Because the music, is one thing, but like trying to get a universal vibe out is a whole different situation. And I'm
No,
way
you
more
definitely
like, this
stepped
is my
out the
legacy.
box.
I can be comfortable with this being my legacy, as opposed to
Right.
hip hop music.
So as far as your brand right now, what is like your 5 year? I don't want to know your whole 5 year plan, but did you immediately start seeing returns and profits, or is there like a time frame that because you have to put money in to invest, and
Right,
then you have to pull the customers in.
right.
Like, did you see an immediate return, or was it like as time went on, you started seeing like how was the growth of the
So,
business when you first started it?
so last year was all my paperwork, getting everything in order, and this year is like my selling year. So,
Mm-hmm.
as well as I can be with people out there, I'm not seeing no money. But the universal vibe got me and brings me to a space where I connect with people. Like, you can't expect to see money your first year of business,
Right.
because you should be
Right.
putting it all back into your business.
Right. Right.
So,
That's what this is definitely like, I like to do the show and interview the guests, but I like to give a learning component for those who are also watching. So I appreciate the honesty on that,
right.
because you have a lot of people that jump into lanes and they get discouraged,
If
right?
you go to
Because
my
if they don't start
Instagram,
seeing, right.
if you
Go
go
ahead.
to my Instagram or my website, it probably look like I got it. I don't. That's just my hard work ethic. That's what you see when you go to my social media sites. Hard work. That's it.
Right. Right.
And the willingness not to give up and not be led by money, because that's not it either.
Right.
My goal is generational wealth, but like, when you on this universal vibe, that's gonna come regardless. Just do your part.
Right. I mean, when I first started the show, I mean, when you first start something like with your t-shirts, you got to give out some t-shirts.
Right.
You got to probably sponsor people to get your brand out there to get, like, I used to run around doing free interviews. Like, I just want to be in the building. I just want to
Right. Right.
connect people. I want to build footage. So all that gas money, all that money
Yes.
spending to eat. Sometimes I had to pay guests that I didn't know, or just have a set of food out for my guests when they came to, like, and all those little things come out of your pocket. But
Right.
when you do get your company LLC, and and with your EIN and all that, you can write some of that stuff off,
Right.
on your
Right.
taxes. So just know that. And just know that there is normally 1 to 5 years actually before
Right.
you start seeing a
Right.
return or a
Right.
steady flow from your business. So I'm saying that to say, don't get discouraged, and just try to be realistic. Don't think that, oh, all my friends, just because all your friends are wearing your clothes or whatever.
Right.
Don't get discouraged when you
Right.
get out there. Now you're trying to build and
So
expand,
the thing
and
about
things don't
people
seem to
is,
move.
after
Right.
you tap into all your families and friends and they all buy something, and then you stuck like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? You
Right.
keep going. You
Keep
keep
going.
going. You
Keep
keep going.
going.
Right. And sometimes you have to ask for what you want. People can't just assume they want you to repost their brand and put a hashtag and all. Ask for what you want. Ask for help. It's okay. It's okay to ask for help. And if they don't help you, that's fine. Somebody will. Just keep asking until that one person help you.
That is true. And don't be afraid. Like, we always are so quick to share a famous person video. That's the part that kills me. We'll share everything that from people that we don't even know, and we won't even support our closest
So,
friends.
one big thing for our community, right? Because I just posted this the other day. I shared a couple brands that I like. And I was like, what if I told y'all that there was enough money out here for all of us? Would y'all share brands that y'all thought was dope? And I just started sharing mad brands that I thought was dope. There's enough money. It's not going to take away from you.
It's not.
Share,
It's
because
not.
that universal love is going to come back to you. That's what it's all about. When I say this thing is a universal vibe, I mean it. I really mean it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I have
You can
teachers,
see that.
lawyers, doctors, nurses, like all these people wearing my brand. And I never would have thought in a million years that I can accomplish that.
Like
It's
you
what you put
said,
out
that
there.
the foundation of your recipe is universal.
Right.
That universal, and then you got that nice spiritual positive element to it as well.
Right.
Like, to me, that are some of the best mixes, because you need to be, first of all, proud
Right.
of and stand tall for your brand, and you need to be able to back it. Like what you have going on right now, you could walk into any room, any venue, any establishment, and fully support what you were doing.
Right. I could talk about my brand all day because I have that much passion about it.
Right.
You
But
gotta be
like I said, you
passionate
could
about
go
what you're doing.
number one. And that the passion for doing this show has led me 10 years. It just made 10 years. And of
Yeah.
course, I wanted to be on
Congratulations,
TV.
bro.
Thank you. I wanted to be, I mean, I am on TV. What I'm talking about, I wanted to be on TV. But I'm saying I just had a whole different vision. And
Right.
like you said, money doesn't equate to you being successful or happy,
Right. Right.
you know.
Right.
And I was blessed to have been able to make money from Just Give Me the Mic. I have been blessed to be able to get on stages and talk to people that I never would have thought that I would have had the opportunity to talk
Right.
to and meet. So all of those things are my blessings. All of those things I'm grateful for. And I also feel that Just Give Me the Mic has that underlying undertone, because I don't say, oh, I only want to interview artists, or I only want to interview this type of people or that type of people.
Right.
I'll go to fundraisers, I'll go to community centers, I'll go to political events. It's
Right.
a little mix of everything. But I think I just became more popular because I was doing more hip hop, or those type of events. But if people
And
really
your
go
fashion, we
back,
be seeing you. We be seeing you, bro. We be seeing you stepping out.
I try to step out when I need to, but it's like I'm trying, like, for me now, I have to, like, because every time a promoter, somebody's looking for artists, I'm like the first person you call. I'm like, I
Right.
do a lot more than just, dealing with artists,
Right. Right.
So I don't know. So I
Hopefully,
myself,
other entrepreneurs in the fashion industry could tap in with the infamous
right.
Deborah Coco, because it's more than just music.
Right. And I've done fashion shows, like, at the studio. I've had people coming with their brands. They came in with models. They did live fashion shows. We did commentating. We've
Right.
had people come in and do hair. I've had all a variety of different kinds of shows. So, it's just a beautiful thing. And like I said, when I see somebody like you're passionate about it, the people that I speak to, I could feel the passion. I could feel the love by what they're doing. And that's one of the things that makes me, that they don't even know,
Right.
motivates me to continue to do the show even after all this time. No matter who supports, no matter who listens,
Right.
I'm still
Right.
passionate about sitting down, talking to people, and sharing their stories. That
Right.
is still
The
here.
connection of people who have that energy that you have is priceless. It's priceless.
And we
So
don't know where it comes from. So it has to be from the divine, I don't know. This is just something
I
that
call
I
it a
just
universal vibe. Like when I tell you the
universal
people
vibe,
that
right?
tap into me who purchase the product, like they words, I be inspired. I'm on a whole different high every single day. I just be scrolling through my timeline and you just see somebody with your brand on. Like, that's priceless. That's
Very
priceless.
much so. Very, very much so.
Yeah.
So what would you like to tell people about, I think I just see a limitless direction for you, because there's so many positive things you could do with it, so
I
many
appreciate
positive
that.
quotes. It's just,
I
I wish you
appreciate that.
so much success on it. And let people know
So,
where to find you, follow you, website again, for those just tuning in.
so the brand is Verbal Nation Apparel, and our quote is "Wear something that means something." Right? I'm not saying if you're into designer, you can still wear that, but just throw something in there that means something, which is Verbal Nation Apparel. On all platforms: Facebook, Verbal Nation Apparel; Instagram, at Verbal Nation Apparel. Um, the website is the main link, which is verbalnationapparel.com. Like, if you forget all of that, Google Verbal Nation Apparel, and I will come up.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
I got
Well,
all my paperwork and business together.
yes, yes. I mean, and keep me posted again on what you're doing, the growth. When we open up in the studio, maybe we can have you come in with some models and show some different pieces. But we did have the pictures, so you got a good idea about the
So
t-shirts. But again,
all those
it's
pictures, all those is customers who wanted to send me their pictures. Like we not doing no mock-ups, we ain't doing no models, none of that. These are organic people showing organic love, and that's what it's
showing
about.
support. Right,
Right.
right. So I hope you
So thank
definitely
you to everybody who has purchased Verbal Nation Apparel. I can't thank you enough. We are changing the narratives one shirt at a time. Facts.
right. Right, right. I thank you so much for coming and sharing this positive vibe with me today.
I will
And,
humbly tell you how much I appreciate you after this. We don't have enough time right now. I will be in your
but look,
inbox like, I love you, Deborah. Right.
I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, we have to spread love, everybody, because there's too much
Right.
craziness going on in this world. So
Right.
I appreciate you too,
The last
Robert
thing I want to
McCormick, for
say
joining
is
me. Yes.
all my people in the Bronx and the hood, I came from them blocks. It's time for us to unlearn what we've been taught. That block
Right,
don't love you. Get up out of there.
right, right.
Right.
And on that note, we'll be back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the segment. Make sure you go to verbalnationapparel.com. Purchase you a t-shirt. Support. We have to support each other, y'all. We have to uplift and rise and help each other, right? And we'll be right back.
Did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
Hi, well, welcome back, everyone. Again, I am your host, Deborah Coco, and I hope you enjoyed the first segment of this show. I mean, that was such a positive message, what we talked about, the brand. Make sure you go out and support Verbal Nation Apparel. It was very interesting to learn what that brand is all about.